program that I never knew I was.
Jason, 1 week ago at this time, you broke the big story. It said Twitter ablaze. Bon Jovi could be buying the Buffalo Bills. What's the latest on that situation?
Well, there's a lot of networking going on behind the scenes, a lot of allegiances being built, especially in that Toronto community where there's a real sense that there's an opportunity to have this be a regional team that bookends Buffalo and Toronto, with maybe the tenor shifting a little bit to Toronto, and instead of them getting 1 or 2 games, maybe over time they split 4 and 4. Depending on who purchases this team, and obviously nothing's going to happen until Mr. Wilson passes away, and the family doesn't even want to entertain the prospect of not having the team until Mr. Wilson is no longer with us.
Amy, what's your take on football in Toronto?
Well, you know, Jason, you took one word right out of my mouth, which is regionalization. Buffalo is the only New York team that's actually a New York team.
True.
And the league feels very, very strongly that it wants Buffalo to remain a New York team. Buffalo's doing its job. Buffalo is trying to expand its fan base, regionalize its fan base. There are millions of people between Buffalo and Toronto, millions more in the Toronto area. Let's not forget Rochester. I think Buffalo's doing what you'd hope they do, which is attract the entire region to support them the way Buffalo does.
Would you be concerned, though, if they had to ultimately not play all their home games, or, as Jason said, maybe a split? I mean, that's one of the great stadiums and great home field advantages. I know it's a small market, and I know where the NFL is headed, but that's Buffalo. That's history. That's tradition, Amy. You
are right. It is one of the great home field advantages. I've spent many miserable days of my life in that stadium enjoying, in quotes, that home field advantage. Over 15% of the fans that go to the games in Buffalo are Canadian, by the way. They really are a regional team. So whether you talk about a couple of games in Toronto or maybe a few more, I don't know the answer to that, Adam, but I do know this. By building that community to be broader than Buffalo, to include Rochester and that pipeline up to Toronto and Toronto, they are strengthening themselves in the New York market.